Hi guys. Okay, we had a little bit of technical difficulties, but we're good now. So welcome to Small Talk. Um, we're gonna kind of wing it a little bit today. So today's gonna be real talk with small talk. How about that? How do you like those? Twist on words. So while things are opening up, I wanted to touch base a little bit about how things are opening up in my own sort of spiel. I work in a mall, and so I get to see a lot of different things. We're all supposed to be wearing masks. Not everyone does. Think at this point it's kind of more of a personal opinion. I know there's obviously signs everywhere. Specific places don't allow you in unless you have a mask. I know Teddy was talking about some of the things she did this weekend, and they were like, you need to put a mask on. So while that's great, we should all be, more cautious about it. Like, we're still at the very beginning of this whole coronavirus. Even though our governor does want to open us up in phase 2, because, the rest of the state's in phase 2, except us, Dade. By us, I mean Miami-Dade, Broward County, and West Palm Beach. We are not in phase 2. We're still in phase 1. So while governor does want to open us in phase 2, we're still in the very much beginnings of this whole thing. Our cases over the weekend got higher than they probably have been. Sorry, I have notes here. Our caseloads are higher. Hospital beds are now at 80% capacity. That's a lot. That's almost 100%, guys. That's crazy. We're moving full speed ahead. The world can't stop, and we know that, but we need to keep going, but be cautious. The CDC has placed rules, or not really rules, but regulations in place for a reason. There's a reason for every being. We should wear a mask because it doesn't just protect us, it protects you. So I tend to stand very close to people sometimes. So if I'm standing right next to you, I don't want your spit on me, and you don't want my spit on you. So the mask is there to protect me and you. Something I also notice is people wear the mask up to their noses. And it's like they're there, they need to be fully covering your nose and your mouth. And they're not just there as a style. While they can be very stylish, there are masks that are made like with the Louis Vuitton logos and the cute little, cat mouth and a skull mouth or whatever. They're cute, they're funny. So use them and abuse them is what I would say. Something I found quite interesting is, or I didn't really realize this, is like one of the managers in the store I work at was telling me how like in Macy's, the counter girls, the girls that do the makeup and the spray, the fragrances, they're not there right now, which honestly blew my mind for a minute there, because that's something that is normally there, that unless you're walking through Macy's or going to Macy's, you wouldn't have probably known that they weren't there. It's like one of those things that you just kind of overlook, and that blew my mind. So going back to some numbers, Palm Beach County alone is responsible for more than 25% of the numbers coming from our state. Now, there are more tests happening, which is good, but that also means more numbers are happening because more people are being tested. And while that's good, people should be getting tested, but we should, if we're in groups, we probably shouldn't be in a whole lot of groups. Big groups, for that reason, because when you're in a big group, as much as I want to see my best friend, I'm not going to see her because her mom's having surgery and I've been out and about, and she's not going to be around a whole lot of people because if she's around people, she can't go see her mom, and obviously that's not going to happen. So like when they called us back to work, she had to say no, because while she would like to go back to work, she can't because of her mom. So there's things we have to keep in mind about with this whole virus. Like, yeah, it's, I'm really part of this. It's still there. We need to go back to day-to-day life, but we also need to remember this virus is still there. There's no vaccine for it. It's still very deadly. And while it is still very deadly, life doesn't stop. My dad always says, life doesn't stop. You need to keep going. Even if you're, before the virus, he used to say, if you're sick, you still go to work. Now that's different, because if you're sick, it can mean you could be infected with this, or it could be a cold. You never know. Something that they have at our store that now, with this whole virus, things change. You walk in, you take your temperature, and there's this little questionnaire. Like 3 simple questions. Have you had any fever or flu-like symptoms? Because the flu-like symptoms are a lot like the corona symptoms. So if you've been feeling sick, that's strike 1. You take your temperature. If it's 99.8 or anything higher like that, you're out. So that's strike 2. And you have to have, or if you've been near anyone that has been tested positive, or that person of a person's been tested positive. So there's 3 strikes. If you get all 3 strikes, you're out. So we lost 2 managers this weekend because they both had a fever. So, and once they have a fever, and if they have even one of those 3 strikes, they're not allowed to come back for I think it's 72 hours, something like that. Or they can come back sooner if they're feeling better with a doctor's note. Whether it's 24 hours or 72 hours, they're not allowed back in the store without a doctor's note. So while that's good, we lost 2 managers, so that kind of hit us a little hard because we're not at full capacity yet with employees or customers. Something they set in place was there can only be 15 people in a store at a time. We make up 16 people. We make up 6. That means there's only 10 customers in the store. That's crazy. And this is my whole spiel to people. There's 15 people at a time. Fitting rooms are closed. Can't go in there. And they were thinking that maybe at phase 2, once we enter phase 2, they'll reopen the fitting rooms. But honestly, we have no idea. The company might allow us to open fitting rooms sooner, or they might not. We might enter phase 2, and they still won't open fitting rooms. It's really a guessing game. So, at the mall,
Do the managers have to get tested?
for the virus, I don't think it's a requirement. If they're feeling more than just a fever, I would assume so. But yeah, while it's good that those regulations are in place, to keep us all safe. And while that's hard, the one manager was like, if I feel fine in 24 hours, can I come back with a doctor's note? And the manager was like, yeah, because they feel fine and there's a doctor's note, some way of proving that they're fine, why keep them home? And you could say we're a high capacity store. So what they have us doing now is metering. So I've been one of the people to meter people. All weekend I was saying, oh, now I know how Disney workers feel, telling people when they could go on a ride and get off. That's basically what I was doing. So it was fun. It was interesting. But my whole spiel was no fitting rooms. You can't go to the fitting rooms. They're closed. There's only 15 people allowed in a store, and there's no bra fittings. So if you need one, we can help you, walk you through it, but we can't touch you. We can't go near you. And you can purchase and return, but you can't rebuy. So that's another thing that they're doing. If you return something and you want to rebuy it, you can't. Because once it's returned, we have to put it in the back somewhere. Actually, what we're doing is these bins right by the register. So there's acrylic plastic in front of the registers. And if you're returning something, you hold the receipt up to the plastic, and we scan it. Because the scan gun can go right through the acrylic. And then they hold up the tag to, say it's a bra or shirt that you're returning, you hold up the tag to the acrylic and we scan it. And then they drop whatever the shirt that you return in the bin. It stays in that bin for 24 hours, and then we can mark it and put it back on the floor. It's this whole process. It's quite interesting, actually.
Do you feel comfortable?
I do feel comfortable being back in the store because they require us to wear masks, and with all the precautions they're taking, I feel comfortable being in the store around my fellow associates. When it comes to the customers, it's a little different because obviously you don't know where the customers have been. I mean, for that matter, you don't know where your other associates have been, but because of all the regulations in place, all the steps that you have to take before you can even clock in, it's a little different. So being in around the customers, it's a little different. Like, I have this mindset now. When I go home, I change. I do that even when I'm here. I go home, I change, I put sweats on or whatever, and I throw whatever I was wearing in the laundry basket because, you know, just being around people in general. I mean, my parents at home, I don't have to worry about, obviously I have to worry about their health, but it's not as concerning. But like when I go to my boyfriend's, he lives with his grandma. So that's a very different story. She's 93. If she catches this, it's game over for her. So we can't risk that. And that's what he does. He works at a dealership. So he has the same mindset as, you know, we have the same mindset. You go home, take off your clothes, you shower, you're good. And that's, you know, that's what nurses and doctors, all the first responders, that's what they do. That's what everyone should do. Because it's said that 8 out of 10 times you catch it because of someone else in your house. So if you have the same type of mindset at work as you do at home, we should be able to nip this in the butt. But obviously, not everyone has the same thought process I do. So we gotta nip this in the butt, guys. I'm very much over this coronavirus, and I can only imagine what some of you are feeling. So it's time to get back into normal life, but we gotta be smart about it. You know, there's different malls, different stores have different approaches about it. I know this one store in the mall, I tried to walk through it, and because, you know, malls, they have different parking lots. They have the mall entrances, and they have, like, the back mall entrances, and then there's, like, a Macy's entrance that you could walk through to the mall. So when I first went back to work, they sent us over, not where I normally park, but kind of like on the other side of the mall, which was, I called it a hike because it was very much like the store was here and I had to walk it was a hike. So the store I tried to go through, they wouldn't let me in. They were like, do you have an appointment? I said, no, I just wanted to get to the mall. You can't walk through, which I think that's a good thing. That's a good strategy. You can't walk through, so you can only enter the store by appointments. And you get an associate assigned to you, and that sales rep walks with you throughout the store, and you're only in there for like 15 or 20 minutes. So each appointment is a 15, 20-minute booking, and I think that's a pretty smart way to approach things. And this is a big store, too. It's one of the anchor stores. So some things that customers were telling me, it was like, you should have the customers in the store, because people take an hour to shop in one store, which that's a little crazy. But they should have time slots, like 15, 20 minutes to shop around the store, and then you get out, because we have a line. If there's only like 15 people allowed in the store, and there's a line, you know how, I don't know if, obviously if you never worked in a retail store, you wouldn't realize how many people walk in and out or how long people take in a store. So in this line, allowing, 15 people in at a time, when one person walks out, another person walks in, you don't realize that you could be standing out on the side of the store for 30 minutes waiting to get in. That's crazy. Crazy. And it's not just for customers. Like for us associates, when we go out to the food court, if we want to go like on our lunch break, we want to go in the food court to eat, we have to wait in that same line to get back in the store because, we're not being treated any differently than a customer is. So it's a crazy world we're living in right now, and this is our new normal. And going back to the whole mask thing, our store, I would like to say our store is requiring people to wear a mask. I know we're, as associates, required to wear the mask. So people have asked me, do we have to wear a mask? I say yes, because I don't recall. I have a bad memory, so I don't know. I couldn't remember if they were actually telling me that the associate or customers are required. So I just tell people yes, because you know what? That makes me feel better. And I'm sure it's the right thing to do. But you know what? We're going to go with that. So if you enter a mall, a store, please wear a mask. It's to protect me and you, and it'll help nip this in the bud. Yeah? How we doing on time? 10:50? Okay. I think we're going to take a quick commercial break. I might catch my breath a little bit because I talk fast. And I don't know how to breathe in between. And we'll be right back. Here at Small Talk, we look for any challenge possible, whether you have pictures that you need a slideshow with some cool music, or you're good with camera work, but you want to create the film of your dreams. I can help. No amount of footage is too big or small. Tell me what you want, and I will make it happen. Call today at 866-224-5422, or email me at smalltalktv2020@gmail.com. Remember, any idea you come up with is never too small. Call today to get your dream project started at 866-224-5422 or at smalltalktv2020@gmail.com. You're watching Small Talk, the show where we express ourselves with small randomness. We fill every show with something different. If you have something that's different or random that you would like to discuss, call us at 866-224-5422. Let's get back to the show. Hi, welcome back. So something else that I thought is worth mentioning or talking about. Before commercial break, I was talking about how the store can only have ever so many people in it. Like, we can only have 15 people at a time. So obviously there's a line to wait. And part of metering is to stop people from just walking in the store, because obviously not everyone sees that there's a line. So what has happened a handful of times, actually, is I get responses like, oh, there's a line. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see it. So they go online. Or there's a line. I don't need to wait. And they walk away. Okay, that's okay. Or there's a line. I'm not waiting. I'm not dealing with that. So I think it's a little crazy at how people are responding to this. And 9 out of 10 times, the people that are, oh, I don't need to wait, or that's kind of ridiculous, they're not wearing a mask. So I don't know what type of mindset you have, but I thank you for having that mindset, because that means you're not going to go in my store without a mask. So, not trying to be mean or anything, but if you're not going to wear a mask and you're going to have a bit of a toot about waiting on a line to enter a store, it's honestly like waiting in a line for a ride.
And it's obviously not an essential thing.
Right.
For essentials only.
Teddy, you want to add to this?
Yeah, I just want to make a comment of we're trying, I know we're starting to open up, but the numbers are still high. We should be going out for essentials only. And I do understand that at some point an essential is going to be having to go clothing shopping or getting, from the store you have, like what you guys sell. But if you are not wearing a mask and you refuse to wait in a line, then obviously it's not super essential that you're there. So you're just there to put other people in danger because you can't be an adult and stay at home. And
Right.
I'm saying this not Valerie because I don't mind, saying it. If you're just out because you're out, you decide, oh, I don't need to wait in line. It was just a luxury. Then you're out to hurt people and you're out to just be selfish. Put on a mask. If you don't have to wait in line, don't go out. And if you just wanted to walk around and stuff, wear a mask. It's really, I have so many masks that are breathable and still have the, N95, K95 filtering. It's not super hard.
Right. And it's like, I get people want to go out, they want to be out. I had a handful of people telling me, oh, this is the first time I've been out. I haven't swiped a card in a very long time. That's great. And you know what? Those people, they're covering. They have a face covering of some sort. I saw people walking around with a shirt wrapped around their head because they didn't have a mask. But you know what? At least they're trying.
I saw someone who I do it when I'm walking from room to room when I don't want to put on my full mask, but I saw someone in a grocery store who just had the front of her shirt pulled up over her nose. That's not a mask.
Right.
That's not going to protect you or anyone else.
I kept holding, because I saw this meme that if you can't blow out a candle through your mask, then it's a good mask. It's a good face covering. So honestly, when I was just standing there, because, I've got nothing else better to do than to meter people, I would hold up my hand to my mask and I would try to blow. I was like, oh, okay, this mask works because I can't feel, I feel it on the inside of my mask, but I can't feel the blowing come out, the air come out on the other side of the mask. I was like, okay, this is what people are talking about. Just a random thought here. But yeah, honestly, if you're not going to wear a mask, but you want to be out and about in a mall where there's thousands of people, I don't know. If you're going to have a little bit toot about not being able to just waltz right into a store, that's okay. I don't need you in my store. Protect yourself. And you know what? It's as sad as it is, there were some people with kids too. And there was this little baby in a stroller, countless babies in strollers, by the way, and they look so cute in their masks because all you see is their eyes. You see this much of their face because the baby's face in general is small, so a mask covering them, you saw this much of their face. So if there are parents willing to put masks on their 2-year-olds, you can put one on your face, your grown-up face. Protect people. So I know I didn't have a plan for this show, and I was like, oh, we're just going to randomly talk. This is our spiel. Wear a mask. Okay? Tune in next week. Again, I don't know what we're going to talk about. We'll find out on Monday. But if you have a small business or something you feel very passionate about and you want to talk about, hit me up. What's our number? 888? No.
994.
What is it?
888.
888
994.
994
4995.
4995. Give me a call, let me know, and we'll put you on. Till then, stay small, think big. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to tune in next time for a new word of the week along with new and exciting randomness. Till then, stay small, think big.